Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome to my channel, Gabby on Paper. Today's video is going to be another weekly check-in in which I go over my expenses for the past week and see where I am with my budget. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first things first, I'm going to go through and fill out my categories like always. So last week we ended the week with $134.80 in groceries, or left in the grocery budget. This week we actually only had one transaction for $34.50. It was a very crazy week. I mean, it was my first week of work. So there really, I was at work all day, every day, and there really wasn't time for me to just be running out to the grocery store to buy things. By the end of my workday, I was completely exhausted and I just wanted to get home. So $134.80 minus $34.50 means there's $100.30 left in my grocery budget. Dining out was $126.64, and I did have a bit of dining out, so. Dining out, I spent $54.40. If I subtract the $126.64, means I have $72.24 left for the last part of the month. Treats, I had $11.89 left and did spend $140 twice, so $2.80, meaning I have $9.09 left, and that is just from buying like a can of soda at work and like the vending machines. So they're decently priced, but I need to be careful because I have a problem with my soda consumptions. Entertainment, I hadn't spent any money. Last week I had $75 in my budget, and I did spend $26.49 this week. That was the day of the Kid Cudi concert. We went out to eat beforehand, kind of just to make an evening of it, and it was a lovely time. We went to the Time Out Market in Fulton Market here in Chicago. So it's essentially like a food hall, and I got a pasta from one of their places, and then I'm obsessed with sweet plantains, so that I got one of those as well. Both of that together was a $26.49. My boyfriend got, what did he? Oh, it was like a fusion, like Colombian food. Was it Colombian? I don't remember. He got something else on his own. That was just for my portion before the concert, and it is a little pricey, but it was pretty good, and yeah. Transportation. Yes. So transportation, we had $65 because I had to buy a few like daily passes of the train prior to getting my train pass. And I did buy my train pass on Monday for 30 days, meaning I'm $10 over budget, but I was expecting that. Home category, I haven't spent any money so far. I budgeted $25 and I still haven't spent money, so we still have $25 left in that. Hobbies, I have $542 left, and I did not spend anything in my hobby category, so I still have that amount. Miscellaneous, I had $18.91 after last week. Oh, yes. I did spend some money, actually quite a bit. All right, $30.81. I bought a planner for work, just to keep track of my daily to-dos and check them off. I just like doing things that way. That way, if I ever need to reference when I did something, I can just, keep it all in one book. So $30.81 for that work planner. It was a moleskin. I also bought a book for $22.04, and my sister-in-law wrote a children's book to raise money for like dogs, like for like to foster dogs, I think. So I bought that book to support her. So it's 2204. And with the Uber, oh my gosh, Uber from the concert home. I'll have to tell you about that in just a second. And then some pens for work, because I don't love, like, I like a finer tip, and at work they have medium tip, and so I just bought some cheap pens. So $71.90 is what I spent in miscellaneous. If I subtract the $18.91, means I am $52.99 over budget. Fantastic. Now going back to Uber. Maybe that should have gone under transportation. Whatever. Okay, so after the Kid Cudi concert, it was like about 12:30, 12:45. We were at a friend's house hanging out and just waiting for the Uber charges to go down. It was so late that we didn't want to take the train home. We just wanted to get home safely in one piece, not worry about anything. The prices weren't going down, so we decided to just order the Uber at like $47 and, you know, obviously split it between the two of us. The Uber comes, picks us up from West Loop, and doesn't even get to in the loop. It's a very short distance, and he's like, I'm gonna have to end the ride right now. And that was because at almost 1 a.m, it was like gridlock, like traffic was so bad. It was Mexican Independence Day, I think, that day, and people were out celebrating, and they just kind of like closed down like intersections like the celebrations did, and so people couldn't drive, and they were all, you know, driving around with their flags and celebrating and everything, and it was just chaos. We weren't moving at all. We rode with him for like 3 minutes, and he dropped us where he realized that he wasn't going to be able to move, and so that charge for like 2 or 3 minutes in an Uber was like $24. And then that night didn't end up taking us about an hour and a half to get home, between walking, waiting for the train, taking the train, and getting home. It was just complete chaos. There were so many people out there just like partying. There were fireworks going in the middle of the loop amongst all the tall buildings. It was kind of crazy to see. Like, I never would have believed it had we not experienced it. And even though we were completely exhausted, I was so over it by the time we got home after 2 a.m. It was very interesting to see them celebrating, and just like the level, because I've never seen anything like that. Just like them closing down the streets, and just, again, just celebrating, playing music, just everyone hanging out and showing their Mexican pride. Like, looking back on it now, I can appreciate it, but while I was going through it, I was just like, get me home. And it's crazy how long, like an hour and a half is what it took us to get about 2.5 miles between, again, the little bit of an Uber, walking, waiting for the train, and everything. It was crazy. We probably could have walked, I guess. But we were also very tired from a whole day. So that day I ended up being up for about 22 hours, which is not normal for me. I like to sleep. It was a little crazy. Travel, nothing was spent. So I started the week over budget by $197.46. Nothing was spent, so that remains the same. Self-care, I had $134. Again, nothing was spent. For my little heart category, which is essentially a gift, I started the week over by $188.18. Nothing was spent, so that is the same. And then the final one is $70.51 for shopping, is what I started the week with. I did buy a sweatshirt at the Kid Cudi concert, so over budget. So $70.51 is what I started with, and then I spent $137.81, meaning I'm $67.30. When I was planning on my budget, I had budgeted for a t-shirt. I was not planning on getting a sweatshirt. So obviously the cost of the sweatshirt is more. It was actually double the cost of the t-shirt, and honestly, I am regretting it. It was a spur of the moment decision, even though I had been talking about that sweatshirt and how much I liked it. I had originally committed to not getting it. Then I was there and FOMO kicked in and I wanted it. And then this morning I tried it on and it looks horrible. I don't know what it is. They're like, well, it's men's sizing. Well, a lot of sweatshirts, like for the University of Utah, and just like a lot of sweatshirts are just like unisex for men's or men's sizing or whatever, and those fit fine. This one, the sleeves are ridiculous. They're so long, they like go way past my fingertips, and they're very big here. It was completely crazy, and I just got the regular size that I normally get. So I don't know what the deal was. We're gonna see if we can try and sell it on eBay and get the majority of my money back, ideally. So keep an eye out. I'll let you guys know if we end up doing that. I really do regret getting it, because had I just bought the shirt, I would have been within budget and it probably would have fit fine. So there's that. With shopping, I have purchased a few other things. I was just trying to figure out what I was going to keep, what I was going to return, and then I was going to add it to my budget. I don't like doing it until I know for sure, because I never know how to handle returns. So I just want to wait until I know and everything's posted, and then add it to my spending. This month has just been completely crazy. We had one instance again, going back to Utah unexpectedly, emotional spending, and then it's just been a mess. I haven't had a messy month like this in a while, which I've been so happy and so proud of. But I let, obviously like a bad situation just ruin everything else. And then with this new job, the way I justified it in my head is this new job that I have, they told me that it's business casual. It's a dress, but they are definitely more business than casual, because everyone dresses to the nines. The majority of the clothes I had just wouldn't cut it, because I wore just like I would just wear like my jeans and shirts, and sometimes like a little like nicer shirts for work. But that is not how their dress code is. So I've had to buy more like businessy clothes. Like even then, I'm more casual compared to some of the people that work there. Like guys, every day you see multiple guys in like full suits. Like it's definitely more business than casual wear. So just trying to step it up a little bit, because like I mentioned when I got my other job, I don't have a lot of it. I bought a couple of things from my last job, and then some of those things shrunk and I had to get rid of them. It's been a whole deal, but definitely not enough to like keep me going here. I'm working in the office every day pretty much, except for Fridays, and people don't wear the jeans to work. So I can't do that. I've just had to step it up a little bit. I'm trying not to go crazy, and I haven't, but I did spend money that was unplanned. I'm just trying to minimize, the damage. So now I'm just gonna take a second to go through and highlight everything like usual. So just the last thing here, I want to quickly go over and see how I'm feeling about my budget for the rest of the month. So the groceries are looking pretty good. We are going to be out in Charlotte for 4 days. So that's going to help with bringing down my grocery and dining out spending for the last portion of the month. We do have groceries for this week right now. We'll just need a little bit for the 5th week, and then we should be good. Dining out, I think it could be okay, because any dining out I do in Charlotte is part of my travel budget. So you'll see that under that expense. That's how I do my budgeting. So any like travel expenses goes under my travel budget. So that's gonna be a close one, but I'm gonna really try hard to keep it under the 72 for these 2 weeks. The treats, I think, even though I spent a good portion in Utah of that money, I think treats are going to be okay. because I could still in these 2 weeks, run out for something that's just a couple of dollars for a little boost, and still be under budget. So I'm thinking I'll be okay. Entertainment, with us going to Charlotte next week again, I think I won't be spending any more money in entertainment unless I buy like a movie ticket or something for October, which I may do because there's a movie I want to go see. So we're looking good there. I don't plan on spending any other money in transportation because I have my monthly pass for the train here. Home, I don't foresee spending any money in home the rest of the month, but it's there in case I need it. Again, hobbies, I'm trying to not buy anything else so I can just keep it at the $542. Miscellaneous, I mean, honestly, I wasn't even planning on spending the $19, but there I go, spending $72. So I'm hoping that is it, and I can just leave it at being $53 over budget. Travel, I will obviously be spending money in Charlotte. I'm obviously over budget by $200, but that was because of the unexpected trip to Utah last week. If you didn't see my last weekly check-in, make sure you do. I kind of go over why we had to go to Utah and all of our expenses for that time. It explains why I'm so over budget in so many of these categories. Self-care, I don't have any like massages or anything scheduled. I do think I want to try and get something scheduled for October, but this month is kind of busy, so I'm just going to leave it. And it does help offset these other over budgets, so I won't be spending money. My little gift category, I bought the one gift that I had planned on buying, and then the rest is, again, part of like the whole Utah thing that you can check out in my last weekly check-in. And then shopping, I have $67.30 left in that category, but like I mentioned, I bought some things, so it'll likely be over budget, but I'm not certain right now, so we'll see once everything gets returned. I want to make sure I get all that taken care of before Charlotte, so I know my final numbers going, into the trip, and I can just be at peace not thinking about it. But that is it for today's weekly check-in. Thank you so much for joining me. Next month, I am going to I've been trying something for the month of September that I'm gonna announce for my budget next month. It'll be early in October when I share what I've been doing, and it's something that has really been working for me, and I'm really liking it. I know I've changed budgeting like methods a few times this year because I've been just trying to find something that works for me, and I think I've found something that has been just absolutely game changer. And yeah, I mean, I'll just tell you, I guess, YNAB. I don't think I've mentioned that before, but I've been using YNAB in September, along with these inserts, because I want to make sure, like, if that doesn't work out, I still have, this to reference. But it has been amazing. I'm just doing a free trial right now, and I think I'm gonna continue doing that for the rest of the year. It's going really well, so if that works out, I'll probably carry that through 2023. I'll just have to show you guys. I will do a video early in October kind of explaining all my different categories and why it's working for me. I don't know why I didn't try this before. I'm kind of mad at myself, but that's okay. Like I think I mentioned it. I filmed some videos that I didn't get a chance to edit because of my trip to Utah, and I don't remember what I shared there and what I've shared on YouTube. I ended up just scrapping a few of those videos just because there's no time and it's too far past when I filmed them and what was going on to actually post them now. So Oh, so basically, like the rest of 2022, I'm just gonna use that to set myself up for 2023. 2022 has been a complete wash. I barely worked this year. And I lived off my savings, so it was really hard to like budget the majority of the year, just pulling money from savings every month. But now that I'm with this company and I have finished my first week of work, I am telling you guys, I love this company so much. I'm loving the job itself, and I'm loving the company. I'm loving the team that I work with. It is just a complete 180 from the last job I had. And I see myself staying here for a while, for a long time, honestly. Just because I really, like, I feel valued. They seem to really care about their employees, and that's important to me. Like, I'm salaried, but they're not expecting me to work extra. I'm eligible for overtime if I have work projects that require more time, you know, after work, or if I ever have to work during the weekend, I get paid double time. It's just things like that. Like, they value your life as an employee and your time as an employee. So I think that's good. So yeah, the rest of 2022 is just to set myself up for 2023, because 2022 has been a mess. I'm just determined to start 2023 off strong. So I'm gonna do all the prep work now, and one of those is finding a budget. So I'm trying out YNAB, and then I'm going to really look at all the different ways I have budgeted this year and see which one is the best for me to carry into 2023. But honestly, I do feel like YNAB is it. I don't want to commit to anything until I'm done with my free trial. I have 34 days free through their website, and then I use their referral link, which gives you an additional 30 days. So I'll figure it out after that and see if that's something I want to do, because it does cost money. It's $100 for the year, so I don't want to just spend the $100 and then it be something I don't use anymore, like the rest of these things. So we shall see. Anyways, if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe.